Hi, Dr. Harry. My name is Jessica Delazari, and I present to you my Unit 9 assignment video. I had a wonderful experience in your course this term, and I hope to reconnect with you soon and update you on my progress during my master's program in Purdue Global University. Take care, Dr. Harry. Thank you for everything. Provide a brief overview of the relevant aspects of the case. So we do have a case here where there is a mom. Her name is Alexandra, a daughter who is she's a toddler. Her name is Joanna, and Justin, who is the older brother of Joanna. And we have the neighbor, Mr. Smith, and a DCFS investigation and caseworker involved in this case. This case pertains to the family of Alexandra, Joanna, and Justin because the children were left unsupervised at home for long hours, leaving um, the children having to take care of themselves while mom worked long hours as a waitress. During this time, Justin, who was babysitting his toddler sister, became sick with a fever, and because Justin is only a child, went to his neighbor's house asking for help because his sister was sick. The neighbor tried to contact Justin's mom at her workplace, but was unable to get a hold of her, leaving him no choice but to reach out to DCFS and requesting support and how to help these children. A caseworker from DCFS came to speak with the children and Mr. Smith, waiting for the mom to come back home, finding out that the mom has to work um, multiple shifts to provide for her family because she's a single mom. It's a single parent household where she is the responsible of taking care of her children all on her own. It come to find out that Alexandra has very limited support. She has no family support from her parents or from her ex-husband, leaving her with an only option but to work these shifts. And she's usually working until 11 o'clock at night. Alexandra mentions that she is very private and doesn't ask necessarily for help or support. However, because of that, um, she had left her kids unsupervised for long hours until 11 o'clock at night, and she's working. This is the overview of the case of Alexandra and her two children, Joanna and Justin. Identif Identify and discuss the safety issues, strengths, and needs of the case. The safety concern Alexandra's current work schedule possesses a significant safety risk for her children, as her long working hours force them to be left unsupervised for extended periods. The root cause is between her work hours and her children's schedules, preventing her from being present when they are at home. To ensure her children's safety and well being, Alexandra needs a job with hours that allow for proper supervision and a pay rate that meets her family's financial needs. Securing a living wage or even a minimum wage job with flexible hours is challenging without sufficient work experience or higher education. I came up with a list proposed support for transition for Alexandra, which is college enrollment and educational opportunities we can present to the client, which would help Alexandra explore educational programs to improve her qualifications. Financial aid guidance from community agencies, which would provide information on available grants, scholarships, and other resources to ease the financial burden. And also, many of these agencies have caseworkers and specialists there to help her apply for it, so she wouldn't do this stressful process alone. Additionally, in the state of California, when you are at a certain income level, There is many programs that provide subsidized childcare if you are enrolled in college, which could connect Alexandra with programs that offer affordable childcare services for both of her children to be in a program together, which would also alleviate some stress for her. Additionally, I wanted to highlight that job training and career support for Alexandra could offer access to training and services that can help Alexandra secure better employment with more suitable hours and compensation. With the right support, Alexandra can transition to safer, more flexible employment while ensuring her children's well being. Potential ethical dilemmas relating to professional boundaries. Emotional attachment. The caseworker might feel empathy or sympathy for Alexandra's situation, which could lead to feelings of wanting to offer personal support beyond professional limits. This could potentially blur the lines of the professional relationship as the caseworker may become too personally invested in the outcome. Offering personal help. The caseworker might be tempted to offer resources or assistance outside of their professional role, which could create a conflict of interest or undermine the boundaries of the helping relationship. It's important for the caseworker to stay within the scope of their professional responsibilities. Prioritizing immediate support. The caseworker's impulse to alleviate Alexandra's immediate struggles may conflict with the need to establish a clear, actionable plan that addresses long-term stability, especially in areas such as child supervision and support systems. It's crucial that the caseworker focuses on the priority of ensuring the children's safety by recommending a job with better hours and support structures. Team involvement. The caseworker may feel conflicted about keeping the case isolated, but must also acknowledge the importance of involving their team for a thorough evaluation. Collaborating with the team, supervisors, and colleagues will ensure the case is managed with a comprehensive, well rounded approach, which is essential for a long term ethical resolution. Maintaining professional distance. While empathy is key in the human service profession, the caseworker must maintain professional boundaries by keeping their emotional response separate from their personal role, ensuring decisions are made based on the best interests of the client and children, not personal emotions. Additionally, I would like to highlight that one of my roles in the as a human as a in my profession is I am very good at finding resources and know all the resources in my area and how they work and they how clients can have access to them and connect clients with these resources. I do want to highlight that although it might be out of my scope, I would want to discuss that with supervision to see how we can connect a client with these resources with my knowledge and understanding that there are resources out there that our client can qualify for. I found two standards that connect to this case, which is Standard 34. Human service professionals maintain awareness of their own cultural and diverse backgrounds, beliefs, values, and biases. They recognize the potential impact of these factors on their relationship with others and commit to delivering culturally competent services to all clients. I chose that standard because m- I would think that majority of human service professionals carry a large approach of empathy towards their clients and always want to help. So knowing where to draw the line and how to support our clients. But however, on the other end of that spectrum, there are some professionals who have their own perspective and culture and their way their client-centered approach may not be backed with all the compassion and sympathy that myself and others would carry. And that would be, judging this mom and thinking that this mom is a horrible mom for keeping her kids unsupervised and just kind of stepping back and keeping our biases in check and always If unaware or unsure how to approach this issue, is when we get professional consultation from a supervisor or colleague. The next standard is Standard 28, which is the human service professionals must pursue relevant consultation and supervision to guide their decision making in legal, ethical, or other complex dilemmas. I think that this case falls in line with this standard, especially because there may be some ethical and complex dilemmas involved with Alexandra and her children, and making sure that we can accurately support this family, specifically the children who are being left at home unsupervised, and wanting to empower and support the mom in finding a job or a placement for her where she doesn't have to work all of these shifts and not be home for her children, which can also impact the children's development, impact mental health challenges, anxiety, traumatic experiences from being left unsupervised without an adult present or with supervision. In our class book, in chapter 13, I found a specific section that I feel would work with the caseworker in this case with Alexandra to have this approach. There were two specific sections, so I wanted to discuss it in this slide. The first section was the community mental health orientation, which describes the community orientation is based on the premise that the community itself is the most appropriate focus of attention rather than the individual, and that the community is also the most potent resource for solutions. I thought that this perspective and approach really falls and connects with Alexandra's case because her lack of support and her job hours and doing this all alone, she really could utilize her community resources to address her issues. There are many resources and agencies and support out there, specifically in my area in California and LA County. There's many programs that are out there to help single moms, and specifically the approaches through higher education and job um workforce development and job training so that our single moms can learn the tools, the training, the self-advocacy, and create and have a better understanding on how to support their families and be present for their children. And I think that that's something that is connected to the community orientation model because there is so much support and resources within our own communities. The the next section was the direct client services. Com these service providers focus on outreach activities to a population that might be at risk for developing mental health problems. I thought of Alexandra's children who might be experiencing some sort of anxiety or something related to abandonment because mom is not there and there's no other parent or adult in the home, and trauma and feeling alone and having no support at home. And I would want to also check in on the children and see is there any mental health support we can give them, and also to the mom. The mom might be have experienced much stress and these huge stressors in her life. So I thought that maybe this approach can support this family with starting with preserving mental health and avoiding and preventing mental health problems in the future. By reaching out to schools, communities that are the receptive to help, community workers can offer a variety of personal, career, family, and counseling services to at-risk groups. I would say that Alexandra and her children are considered at-risk groups, and that a caseworker or social worker or human service professional in general having the direct client services approach with their clients is so impactful and useful and supportive for all parts of the party and all parts of those that are in the case. So I just wanted to wrap this slideshow up and just making sure to emphasize and highlight and discuss the two, which is the community mental health orientation and the direct client services for Alexandra and her children.